Good morning. It's Sunday. It's 9:45. I woke up late today and I've just got back from delivering the newspapers. Yesterday, I went out for a walk with Laurie and Dexter, and I always start stories the wrong way around. For the past couple of days, I've had a problem with my left calf. I don't know, it feels like something was about to pop, like my left calf muscle. I don't know, there's a problem with it, and it's been sore. Yesterday, I went out for a walk with Laurie and Dexter, and at one point, I had to stumble over Dexter because he got in my way. Landed quite harshly on my left leg, and sure enough, the muscle felt like it went, which is very painful. The only thing I can describe it as is it felt like it was bleeding, like it. There's no cuts or anything. It was purely an internal problem, but it felt like as if you'd been punctured and blood was dripping down the outside. So I have no idea what the hell that's about. But I've just got back from the newspapers now, where I hobbled around. I finished work early last night because I was offered to, and It's been a pretty tiring week this week. So this weekend I've been quite lethargic. Anyway, I forgot what I was going to say. There's no recording today. Jess isn't very well still. So it's going to be. I'm going to need to find something. I'm going to need to find something to do to fill my day. I've got a mouse problem in my house. I can hear little rodents scurrying in the ceiling every night when I go to sleep. And a couple of months ago, I did see a mouse in the living room, but that's the only time I've ever seen a live mouse running around. So I think I might go and buy some humane mouse traps today and see if I can catch anything. But I'm also looking at those plug-in noise emitters that apparently mice hate, and you plug them in, and there's like an electromagnetic field that they just can't stand. So, I mean, humans can't hear it. It's pitched too high or whatever. But you plug it in, apparently the mice go away. So I'm tempted to get one of those, but they're like £25, and I don't want to spend that much money on the mice just yet. Electromagnetic fields. Speaking of those, last night at work, I made a new friend. I was sort of eavesdropping on a conversation that this new guy that started was having with some of the other people that work there. And then that conversation ended. And then somehow we got onto podcasts, and I mentioned Neil deGrasse Tyson, and his face lit up. And he was like, you're the first person I've ever met that's mentioned Neil deGrasse Tyson first before I could. So we got to talking, and then I told him that there was a Brian Cox lecture coming up in March in Cardiff, and he said, "Oh, I'd be interested in that." And it sort of came across as if, at least what I thought was that he was responding as if I'd asked him if he wanted to go, which I wasn't. But that was interesting. So yeah, we had a bit of a chat about particle physics while waiting for our pizzas to be cooked. And then also while I was in work, I was driving down the road to Domino's, and Papa John's Pizza has just opened up, which you know because I've mentioned how much of it I've eaten the past couple of months. And I have to drive past Papa John's in order to get back to Domino's in order to do more deliveries. So as I was driving past, there was a bus in the way, and I had to stop right outside Papa John's. And I had the Domino's logo on top of the car, the magnet thing. And as I stopped and looked up into the window of Papa John's, there were 5 Papa John's workers who were all standing by the counter. And the one guy who's the deliverer, the delivery driver, who I've encountered more than I should have, considering how short a time Papa John's has been open, looked up, and no lie, pointed out the window, and I could, and his 4 colleagues looked up and looked where he was pointing. I could see him, I could lip read his mouth saying, "That that guy, he works for Domino's." And then I drove off, so obviously he must have recognised me from delivering pizzas to my house. And now he knows I work for Domino's, so I gave him a little wink and a nod, and I just moved on. But I found it very funny. It was I don't know. And then it led me in my head to dreaming up the ideas of a sitcom called Delivery Boys, where you have rival pizza places in a town who are all I don't know. Maybe I'll develop that at some point. I've got tons of ideas in mind that I could develop into screenplays or short films or even like series, even a series. I won't mention him here because one of them I think is a particularly good idea that I just haven't sat down and done anything about, and I've had it in mind for years. So maybe today's the day. Maybe that's how I'll film my afternoon where we should be recording the podcast. I hope Jess is okay. I wonder what she's got. Maybe I'll go and look at symptoms and then try and diagnose possible illnesses Jess could have and then send them to her and just make her feel really insecure. What are friends for? Anyhow, I don't have anything else on today. I don't have anything else to discuss. I haven't listened to any particularly interesting podcasts this week. I'm currently halfway through the last podcast on the left, second episode on Jack the Ripper. I like those guys. They're very funny. They make me laugh. Anyway, I suppose that's the result of them being funny. Yeah, that's about it. So I'm going to go finish my coffee and then find something to do. I might go downtown, perhaps. Who knows? Did I mention the plans to make a cabinet in work for our entertainment centre? I might have mentioned that a couple of days ago. Basically, one of the dads of the kids we look after has drawn up plans for this wooden entertainment unit that I sort of thunk up while in work one afternoon. And me and John were developing ideas for it. And he's come along and drawn a proper like technologist's design of how it would be built and dimensions and things like that. And I spoke to his wife the other day and she said he's very excited to try and build it. And I'm very excited to possibly go along for it because I've always liked the idea of construction and never really done anything about it. I think I'm very good at putting things together and using my hands and figuring out problems and things, but I don't have a workshop and I never really paid much attention in technology because back in school I just wasn't interested in school very much. I was an excellent student, got good grades, but didn't really know what I enjoyed or what I would enjoy later in life back then. And technology and woodwork is one of the things I like the idea of now. So I'm quite looking forward to potentially going over there and helping him build it. And then maybe building some other stuff. I've got plans, I've got ideas. Anyway, I'm going to go and drink this. Hope everyone has a wonderful weekend. It's only Sunday left now. Don't waste your money. Don't waste your health. Don't waste your time. Do something productive. Those are my wise words for the week. I may go to the gym today, depending on how my leg feels, just to play around with some kettlebells. Bye, everyone.